Are you willing to provide a statement or?
Oh, yeah.
Answer
In
some
all
questions?
honesty, I mean, I think after this discussion, you'll find that the charges should be dropped and I should leave. Because there's actually some good rationale to it.
Police car, come on now!
I will cut you!
And so basically, when it came down to it, I'm sorry, I just gotta pull myself together here because it's like I laughed to cover up the pain and sadness. It's just so painful and the trauma's there that and tied it with the past that that's how I handle it. Sorry, it's just the way that I process that trauma. It's so good you guys got it.
On November 11, 2023, in La Crosse, Wisconsin, Cody Anderson was refused cigarettes at a local gas station due to him not having his ID. This set Anderson on a rampage as he drove through a locked airport gate at the La Crosse Regional Airport shortly after. Anderson brandished a knife at an employee before boarding a private plane, where several crew members were present. In this video, we will take a look at the arrest and interrogation of Cody Anderson.
Has the batteries turned on.
Okay, is this his?
It's mine.
It's yours.
He has not.
No keys there?
Yeah, they're in it. Yeah, he can run it right now.
Okay, how do we get in?
I can hit the button. Are you ready?
Okay, hold on.
He's in the cockpit with the batteries on. You're
Somebody get taser. Yep, taser.
The airplane's ready to start. He has it turned on. Are you ready? I can hit the door one time and it'll open.
Okay.
Nobody else is on the plane?
No, but he has access and he has it powered up.
Okay.
Can you shut it off from here?
No. But I can open the door
Once.
Okay.
You got a shield you want to grab or?
We'll grab a shield. Come grab it.
Come out.
He's putting the shit on. Hey,
Hey, open the door. Open the door.
Open the door. Come out.
Bro, come out. Grab
Do it now.
Go now. I'm gonna beanbag.
get out now!
Open it again. I'm gonna beanbag.
He's got a knife. He's got a knife.
Cartridge.
Come out now. Show me your hands.
Here's that taser cartridge.
Show me your hands now.
I've been practicing.
Come here.
Show me your birthmark.
La Crosse police. Show me your hands now.
Birthmark.
Let's move this way.
Okay.
Move this way so we're not
You got
crossing.
lethal? Good. You got taser here.
Police department, come out now.
I can't see him.
I already did that
I can
once.
see him over here.
Step out. Do it now.
Come over here.
Show me your hands. Come here.
Come out now!
He has the knife. He's still inside the plane right now. The door's open.
I'm gonna back up, Josh.
Nobody else inside the plane. It's a smaller plane.
Police department, come out now.
Come on, with your hands up. Do it now.
Where's the weed?
Police department, come out now.
I will cut you. I'm a suicide bomber.
You're under arrest. Come out.
Allah Akbar.
There is no vehicle blocking the plane. His vehicle is off to the side. Come on with your hands up. Do it now, sir. We just want to talk and see what's going on. Come on. All right, come down and we'll talk, okay?
I'm gonna cut my wrist.
Okay. Come on.
Sir, step out of the plane.
Use the plumbing, cannon. I don't care what the plumbing in there.
Get a shield, 2 guys. 1 guy left lethal. Or at least a taser. It's gonna be tight. Yeah, I don't want you firing that. You're talking 5 feet. Peek that corner and see what's going on. I want a taser on him. Cody, you gotta keep talking to me, make sure everything's okay. There's only 3. This is tight. Cody, you gotta keep talking.
Okay. Show me your hands. Keep your hands visible for me, okay, Cody? We don't want to hurt you, okay? Stand up for me. Okay. Keep your hands visible for me, okay? Get up. Nope, I'll give you a second. Take your time. Don't pull away from me. Nope. Stand up. Come on, let's go. Come on. Right here. Just right here. We gotta stabilize. Alright, dude. You got any weapons on you, Cody?
No, a knife in the right pocket.
No, left.
A pocket knife in the one pocket.
Yeah. I appreciate you being cooperative, man. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't want you to hurt.
42, we're 95 with them.
He said he's got a knife in his pocket. Let's get that out before we walk him down. I'm gonna have you stand straight up best you can and face that wall. Grab that out. We'll get it checked out either way. Have you taken any drugs today, whether legal or not? No. Okay. I got a hold of your arm, okay? I don't want you to fall. You got a spot. No backpack.
No backpack.
Feel my hands, so.
I came in.
Drive right to the
Like through the fence, through the gate, one of the Colgan, like one of the gates by Colgan there. Busted through that. He was driving around on the our tarmac, and then got him thing.
Yeah.
What's happening?
So I'm Alex, I'm with the Crosse Airport. This is Jared. So obviously,
I'm Cody, by the way. I don't know if you
haven't met you yet.
yeah, I just figured I'd introduce myself.
Nice to meet you. So we'd like to talk about kind of what happened here this afternoon. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of questions.
Me too.
You've got all the answers, so that's why we're here to figure out what we can find out. So I guess, since you're in custody and everything, we have to read the Miranda rights and all that stuff here. So I'm just gonna read these. All right.
Yep.
So you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before questioning and have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you can't afford a lawyer and want one, a lawyer will be appointed for you without charge prior to any questioning. Are you willing to provide a statement or?
Oh yeah.
Answer
In
some
all
questions.
honesty, I mean, I think after this discussion, you'll find that the charges should be dropped and I should leave. But I want to lay this out because there's actually some good rationale to it. So I was planning on taking a flight, and so I went to the airport, and it's a public airport, and so basically anyone's allowed in there. Now, as soon as I got in there, I was getting profiled for racism. Like, they were being racist towards me.
Okay.
Now, I was so nice to the point that I'd offered the lady, I was like, hey, you know what, I had some flowers, I dropped them there, from Jolly Ranchers. I mean, it was just, I was being beyond nice. But all of a sudden, these guys were just coming at me, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? That it's like nothing. And I mean, I'm at a public place, and they're just ripping me apart for trying to eat my Taco John's as I'm waiting. And so basically, I heard these kids crying outside. Like sometimes I could just like hear it, and I'm like, what the fuck, And so I'm like, obviously it had to be coming from this plane, and these guys are like, get the fuck out of here, get the fuck out of here, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So now all of a sudden the doors, I can see them locking. I mean, before I was able to like walk out, they were green, but at that point, I don't know what the date is today. Like
11/11.
11/11, perfect. Right. What is it? It's year 666.
23.
Okay. So basically, I'm hearing these kids crying, and all of a sudden, I'm trying to figure out what's going on, because the only place it could be coming from is this plane that's out there with the hatch is down. And so, immediately I'm like, what the fuck? And so these guys are trying to kick me out of here, rush me out. And so I'm like, all right, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, and then all of a sudden it hits me, child trafficking. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I mean, this isn't okay. And so basically, they wouldn't let me through that door. At this point, I'm afraid they're going to take off. So what do? I mean, I fucking take my truck, fuck it. You bust down the fence, not even that expensive, and you fucking go out there to make sure. Now, I could hear the kids crying in the back. I mean, as far as I didn't make it to the back side of the plane, but I could hear that, and I'm assuming the officers did later. And that's probably why we're having this discussion, because, I mean, you could hear it throughout the crying and, there's the pain. But, like, the reality, because that's where basically they sent out people, trying to stop me from getting to the plane at that point, because I knew the kids were in there. And that was the most important part of it. But in truth, I mean, it truly hurt me. I mean, I'm smiling, joking a little bit now, but I mean, that's just to get past the pain. Because I know that you guys saved them, and that's the best part. I mean, it really is. And so, because I know those officers afterwards, I mean, we had a bit of a misunderstanding as far as like they thought I was them. And I think that's what the reality is, that the traffickers were running at that point. I'd seen them physically running, from the plane, as I was driving the truck through the fence, shortly after. Now, one of them tried to come at me, so I threw the fucking, my headphones or whatever into my earmuffs, because, I mean, I don't carry a gun. I'm just, I'm kind of a pacifist. But like basically, I threw my headphones at him, and at that point he realized that I was just gonna keep throwing stuff at him, so he kind of diverted. I whipped his shitty around the plane prior to that, but at the same time made a point and basically entered the plane at that point, because I'm hearing the crying in the bathroom. It's like these kids, it's almost like they had to take a shit, but like they're also just, scared. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I just hear the pain in their voices. Like they'd never been able to take a shit in their lives, but it was like they just had to. I don't know, because it was coming from the bathroom, so I'm using metaphors at this point. And so basically, at that point, the officers, it wasn't long after that, the people fled, the traffickers, the officers came in, and then assumed I was the traffickers. Now, as soon as I was, was walking out to greet them, I got shot right in the knee with a beanbag. And didn't even get a chance to discuss anything with them. They just went right to the gun, right to shoot me.
Oh no! I'm gonna beanbag you. Get out now!
Popped me in the leg. And so at that point, all I could do is just kind of duck back. Now, I'd hope to have another discussion with them. They're kind of yelling at me. I'm trying, we're trying to communicate. And so I go towards the door again. Boom, I get popped again. And so I got shot in the knee, got shot in the hand with the same beanbag. I mean, it was kind of a crazy ricochet, but it worked. And so basically, when it came down to it, I'm sorry, I just got to pull myself together here because it's like I laugh to cover up the pain and sadness and the pain in my knee and dick, but the reality is that it's just so painful and the trauma's there that tied it with the past that that's how I handle it. But I'm a student of laughter and love. But when it comes down to it, the officers, I'm not looking to press charges per se. At this point, I don't think my knee is essentially broken. But it's obviously, here, I'll show you the size. It's almost like it doesn't look human. I don't know what size it is now still. But like, I don't know what knees you've seen swell after they get shot.
Oh yeah.
But like, oh, it's fucked. Yeah, it's, yeah. You want to take a picture of this? Yeah, I think that's important. Because I don't know how the knee works per se, but the swelling just didn't quite correlate. But that's where I think it was the two bean bags and then the ricochet out the hand. When it comes down to it, I think that, I think they were trying to do their job. They heard the kids crying. I get it. That's why I was there. When you get shot walking out, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? And so we're trying to communicate. I'm trying to tell them, all I have is my sunglasses in my hand. Adam, help me. And, but we were going back. I don't think, there's too much background noise. They couldn't hear me. And so at that point, I was like, all right, they're like, all right, throw your weapons out. And I was like, yep, here's my knife. Threw it out to them. And then I just laid down there just so they could come in, safely and everything. Because I don't want to call it, I don't want to have a misunderstanding. I get hurt, they do. And so that's what I did at that point. Here's the thing is like, those officers, I know they were just trying to do their jobs with it. And they, they're people too. They're just like you guys. And so when it comes down to it, I don't want to see them lose their jobs over some mistakes. Obviously, I got shot twice. Oh, and I left out the pepper spray. They pepper sprayed me. And my eyes were just burning as I'm trying to tell them, I'm here to save the kids. I'm here to save the kids. And then just...
Is that what you were telling them then?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, if you can listen to the mic around the, you'll find that out. And so, okay. I don't know what they were wearing, but it was a little tough to hear because the audio, me and being inside, them shooting as soon as I moved to the door. And that's what I'm trying to tell them is like, back up a little bit so I can come out, without being shot. Because I obviously was shot once, shot twice. But now, so at that point I'm like, well, I'm not going to go through the door. And then they basically, trying to communicate with them, they throw a flashbang in, as far as like, on a little cord, like pretending to be a robot camera. There's a flashbang, and so at that point I was like, well, all I can do is just lay behind the corner, wait for them to come in, do it safely. Now, so the reality is, I kind of got tortured, once, twice, 3 times, 4, and so basically, I understand, some people aren't used to like men crying like that whenever they want, so sometimes it's just weird when, they see it just... at the end of that, of course, I cried off the tear gas, but I probably cried after and kept crying for the kids. And so that's just part of my fucking who I am.
So what was your intention when you got onto the plane then?
To save the kids.
Okay. So how did you plan on saving the kids?
Well, just taking them out of there, getting into the back of the plane, because I could hear them in the bathroom. That was the thing is, as soon as I would enter the plane, I looked up towards the front, and then was moving towards the back, and that's when I got shot. As soon as I hit that opening, I went towards the cockpit, because so it's hard for me to, tell, auditory sounds, in towards spaces like that. So at first, I kind of just, default front, check that, seen the kids weren't up there, and then at that point, I was like, all right, well, I got to head to the back. And then as soon as I hit that opening where, because all of a sudden the door went down, because I shut the door at first, just trying to block the fucking, the traffickers out of there. and then the door went down. Next thing I knew,
So that was why you shut the door?
well, oh yeah, because you'll see on camera the traffic was running from the plane. I mean, they were there. I mean, there was at least, well, there was 3 males. I mean, a female. I mean, she was somewhat attractive. I gave her flowers, but that was just out of nice. I mean, I was going to give them to the pilots at that point. I mean, we figured that was going on my flight later. But I was like, well, I don't see them here yet, so I'm going to give it to her just because I have my hands full. And
So how did you know how to shut the door of the airplane?
Oh, that's the one thing. I mean, the cockpit, I didn't know what the hell was going on when I looked up there. But that button, that's right up by the door. That's easy. It says open, close.
Okay.
That's real simple. But so basically, I shut the door to make sure that, you know, the traffic's going to get back in. It must have been you guys that opened it up. And, you know, that's where overall, at that point, I'm coming out of the cockpit. And so I'm checking it. And I'm hearing the kids crying in the back, in the bathroom. And so then basically, as soon as I stepped into that window where they could see me, and they just shot. They didn't, you know, it was no hesitation. Like I was the traffickers that they should have been catching right away. Now I'm assuming you guys got them all. I mean, at the end of the day, I know I don't get to find all that out, but like.
So how did you plan on saving the kids?
I didn't plan on saving the kids. I planned on you guys getting there. I was just trying to close the plane and wait, you know, quietly until you guys got there. Now I didn't realize, you know, that obviously something that the traffickers did triggered something you guys did. I don't know if you guys were already there. I mean, I don't know what was going on. I heard there was a guy stealing stuff at gas stations near there that, you know, and that's the thing is like it sounded like, you know, it felt like you guys were just super close. So it was like, which was cool, obviously. I mean, the response time was phenomenal. I mean, and that's where they deserve credit for that. Well, they might have been quick to the trigger and shot me twice and tear gassed me. Well, I say twice, but 3 times with the ricochet. And so basically, the response time was phenomenal. I mean, that's what the kids deserve. It really fucking is. I understand that I'm in a position now to basically, you know, file a lawsuit against you guys. I mean, at this point, I'm assuming the reason we're having this is I'm getting out, you're dropping the charges. I mean, you've talked to the officers, you know, that whole thing. And, like, overall, I don't want to be the one to press charges, you know, or, like, press charges against the officers that were trying to do their job and then be the one trying to sue the fucking department just because, you know what, shit was happening, he was trying to save the kids.
Let's back up. So when you, what made you go to Colgan Air in the beginning? To the airport in the first place?
Well, I called a buddy and we were going to take a flight out there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
who's your buddy? Your buddy in town here? Or?
Yeah, my buddy Willie.
Willie. You know, what's Willie's last name?
Johnson.
Willie Johnson.
Yep. Sorry, it's just the way they process that trauma.
So you and Willie were going to go fly somewhere then?
We were.
Where were you going to go?
To see Marshall.
To see Marshall.
Yeah, he was telling us about, you know, how things were going, and God damn it if I didn't want to see Marshall. Definitely want to see Marshall up there.
Okay.
But
so you went out to the airport. Is that the first time you've been out to La Crosse Airport?
I've actually never even flown in a plane. That was the craziest part about it is all this occurred, I've never even been up in the air.
Never been in an airplane?
No, that's why I wanted to fly north and see Marshall.
Where's Marshall live?
Huh?
Where's Marshall at?
He lives in northern Wisconsin. I mean, I'm assuming that's where Green Bay is, but I don't really know. I just know this is my first time here, you know. So I've never.
What brings you to Wisconsin?
Honestly, well, as part of this, I mean, before the kid thing, I mean, basically, I do road work out in Idaho, and so I get 6 months on, 6 months off, and then basically, when I get off in the fall, I just try to kind of go, you know, do something. Well, I grew up in Minnesota, so I was like, well, I've never been east of the Mississippi, might as well try that, you know. Come see my buddy Willie, you know, see what happens. He loves the Wu-Tang Clan. I figured, why not? You know, it was like, maybe we could show, and so that was our goal, basically. You know, we were going to go up to see Marshall, hope they play it up there. Now, at the end of the day, obviously that's been thrown off, but we can go see Marshall later. I mean, I'm not...
What's his last name, Marshall?
God, you know, the thing of it is that can't even remember. You know, the funniest thing is, you ever seen that movie Wild America?
No.
Because he has the same last name as him. I'm trying to think of how to pronounce it. I think
Marty Stauffer?
No, I think it's Martinez. Pretty sure it's Martinez.
So was Willie with you today at the airport?
No, so Willie was at the gas station while I went to the airport. Like, he was going to grab snacks.
What gas station?
It was a Quick Trip.
Okay.
He's the one who seen the guy robbing it. I found.
Okay, you know, what did the guy who robbed it take?
He was only at one, but he sounded like a bunch of random shit. And it wasn't like anything valuable. He even said, like, because he sent me a text, like, my phone broke during the incident, but he sent me a text saying the dude's like fucking stealing shit, but he's throwing out money paying for it too. It's weird as shit. And so, like, I don't know if that was part of this whole, you know, child trafficking ring, and that was kind of their decoy. And then they were, you know, taking the kids down to Mexico so they could, you know, take more and then take them to Africa. It's just the saddest thing, and that's why I have to laugh at it. But you know what the same thing is? I'm so fucking happy that you guys got to them. That's what really counts. It really is. Now, at the end of the day, I'll get up to see Marshall Martinez when I get a chance. Will he now make it there? No problem. Because you know what? This was worth it. And at the end of the day, that's why I know a lawsuit against you guys is not what you're looking for. I'm assuming that's why you're here. And I mean, that's, at the end of the day, it's your job to tie. I mean, I get it. I mean, I've never been to college really, but I understand, you know, the position and stuff. I mean, overall, I don't want to be a dick and do that. I mean, at the end, you know, life happens.
Yep.
And you guys got the kids. That's all that matters.
Did you hear him saying anything about trafficking kids, though?
You know, the lady that I gave the flowers to, I'm not good at reading lips, but I heard she something like, "Get the kids quiet."
Give the kids
It's just hard to fucking see sometimes, but like, she said, I seen her look over at the guys that were talking about me, and they're like, "Get the kids quiet." And I couldn't see, you know, like, I mean, even if you don't speak the language sometimes, you can just kind of tell by looking at them. And so basically, that was my indicator as far as like looking at that and seeing that, their actions, all of it, it just...
So she said, "Get the kids quiet."
Yeah, and that was the weird thing. I'm like, there's no fucking kids around here inside. That's the weirdest part. You know, it was like, and that's when I heard the cries coming from outside.
I mean, the airplane was running. How did you hear the kids crying inside the plane if the plane's running?
I didn't think the plane was running at that point.
It wasn't?
No. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. Like,
Okay.
I mean, I'm not, you know, the cockpit and stuff, I had no idea what was going on up there. As soon as I walked out there, the guy shot me. But it looked, I mean, the plane did not look running. I'm pretty sure it was off and, you know, whatever. I mean, maybe it was an idle, like, you know, I'm going to have my left side turns towards it. But I'm pretty sure that it was off. And then looking at the cockpit, I mean, fuck, I wouldn't even know how to turn, you know, tell it was on. I mean, the only reason I could shut the door was because the button's right there and it says open and close. I mean, I don't know how many kids you guys saved. I know I don't get the details.
Did you see any kids in the plane?
Yeah, I seen a couple of them. I mean, I don't know, all I could see was the flashes of them. I mean, they move so fast that it was like flashes of light, you know, because they were kind of like, basically, it looked like there was a couple hiding outside the bathroom, several hiding in it, maybe trying to take a shit, I don't know. I mean, to me, it almost sounded like they'd just been fucked with and tortured through their bowels that and that's where I was like, it was painful. It was painful. And so, I mean, literally, as soon as I heard it, I felt for me, I almost wanted to take a shit right there. I mean, I didn't, but at the same time, you know, I was getting shot and busy with that, so when it comes down to it, like I say,
You said you just saw flashes. Did you actually for sure see them, or you could describe what they look like, or?
There was a little blonde girl that I saw that, you know, it's like, and ever since then, I can just picture her walking out of the corn, you know, like, you guys saved her, because that's the best part is you guys got there. And so, I know that, like, you can't tell me how many kids were in there. Mm-hmm. I realize that. I know you can't tell me what happened to the traffickers.
How many kids did you see besides the blonde girl? Was it just her, or did you see others?
I've seen, it would have been, like, probably 2 or 3. I mean, it was quick.
How old was this?
They're about this tall. I don't know what that means in human years. Like yay tall to like
3 to 4 feet tall.
I would say like 2.5 maybe, or something like that. So they're probably like 8. It's so good you guys got there.
So you're saying when you were in the cockpit, if you did touch a button, it was just incidental bumping?
Oh yeah. I don't know if there's video up there and something. I know you guys were outside, but you'll see it was just, you know, looking around for the kids, trying to see if there's a hatch or something, you know, whatever, because I didn't know how traffickers work. You know, you guys, this is your jobs, and I'm just an ordinary citizen that, you know, works part-time. But when it comes down to it, I just want to get, you know, I know that you guys do your job, and so my thing is, you know, as long as my knee turns out good, you know, it gets swelling, goes down, I'm not going to file a lawsuit. I know this is the part.
Where'd you go to high school, Cody?
I went to high school in Albert Lee, Minnesota.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so like, what's your story? You grew up in Albert Lee. Now you live in Idaho and doing road work.
The thing is, yeah, and that's about all I can really talk about it, because the reality is that I got a painful past.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 31. and it's filled with more trauma, I feel like, than someone of my age to sometimes deal with. But I know you guys deal with this shit way more than I do, so that's why I don't even want to get into it. But it's also why I have to, I kind of sometimes it's laughter and crying, and they, interchange because, God damn it.
Did you try to give the flowers to one of the secretaries out there or front desk lady?
Yeah, because I didn't see Willie and I's pilot or the flight that he booked yet. I was gonna give it to them because I was just thankful that I was gonna get to go on a flight for the first time, and so
did you make some sort of a preposition to that girl about?
No, and see that was the weird thing about it is she was the one eyeing me.
Okay.
It's like overall I'm in love with this girl that at the end of the day
Did you make any statements to her about trading something that you had for something?
I said,
that you
I was like, yep, here's some flowers. I'm gonna grab some Jolly Ranchers.
Okay.
They had a big bowl of Jolly Ranchers right there.
Yep.
That's how I heard her saying like, get the kids quiet, because I was kind of like, I was over there grabbing the Jolly Ranchers, and then I looked back and I could just see her mouthing that to that guy, and so that's what was the indicator. But no.
Did you offer any other sort of a trade with a cigarette or something? You remember that?
Me smoking a cigarette inside. So
well,
that was
there's that, but then there was also the preposition with a cigarette. You don't remember that?
If you give them a cigarette, they would do something for you.
Yeah.
No, that.
Hand job, blow job.
Well, no. See, what happened is that as soon as I seen her mouth, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not you guys. I gotta create, but do something just to basically create a distraction at that point. So I lit up a cigarette in there, hoping that they would just kind of, tell me to get out, but I can go get my truck, go drive over there. And so as soon as this is my first flight, so I don't know if they still allow smoking, in the big airlines, but this is private.
You've never been in an airplane before.
Never been in one. Nope.
You don't have your pilot's license.
Nope. I don't even have didn't even buy an airline ticket. Willie booked all this flight. He got the tickets for the show with Marshall. It was supposed to be a bomb night tonight.
So Willie's probably wondering where the heck you are right now.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's why.
How do we get a hold of him? What's his phone number?
I can't even remember it. That's where I broke my phone. I can get back to his place once I started. Basically, he lives in La Crosse. That's why we were flying out of here. He's got a friend that's a pilot that he was going to pick us up. I'm sure everything kind of went crazy after today.
What's that friend's name?
I don't even know. That's where I knew the friend we were going to see. We were supposed to be getting a ride there from his buddy that has an airplane. It's supposed to be really fun. And so, but no, basically I was going to go with my buddy Willie to go see my buddy Marshall Martinez, and we're just going to go to the show, have a good time, listen to music. It's not, just messed up, but...
Did you make any statements about having a bomb or any sort of weapons on you or anything like that?
I was like, hey, they might have a bomb. They were running from here.
I'm a suicide bomber. Allah Akbar.
There is.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I kept yelling that to Adam, and that's where I didn't know what. It sounded like he got confused and was thinking, I don't know if he thought I had a bomb when he threw that other bomb in there, and then after they shot me, I just, I think things just, he's in the heat of the moment, and he was just, I get it. That's not an easy job. None of your guys want.
So you were saying that you were talking about bombs, but you were saying the traffickers had bombs.
Yeah, because at that point I was worried that the kids, get, at the end of the day, I don't know if they had a fail-safe in the, somewhere in the plane. That basically they could just trigger whatever they wanted, and that was what scared me the most. That's
what made you think they had bombs.
I've never done this stuff. I've only watched the movies. I was just trying to yell at something that basically just got shot as soon as I walked out.
So what did you have in your backpack that you left at the bottom of the stairs of the airplane?
Clothing, and it's really it. I had some lube, a vibrator, $10, $12, I think actually, and just toiletries at that point.
Okay. How about the taser?
Yeah. Well, was that in that backpack or the one in my truck?
I don't know. By the time I got
I'm 90% sure that was the one in my truck because that was just my carry on I was gonna bring to the show.
Okay.
So basically, because I want to be prepared, have a change of clothes, everything else needed. But overall, I'm pretty sure the taser was in the backpack in the truck. Now I don't know what happened. Things were getting crazy when they were shooting me. Yeah. So yeah.
Cody, have you ever been arrested before?
Only for minor things.
Like what?
I don't want to get into it. I don't think it's relevant to this.
Okay. Well.
No, I know. I'm 100% sure. At the end of the day, I'm being really cool with you guys.
No, we're trying to be cool with you. I'm just trying to know more about you.
We're just trying to get a better understanding of what all went down today, and now talking to you, hearing your perspective, it sheds new light on, you know, what we do. So thanks for talking with us. When you were driving around that plane in your truck, you said you were trying to keep the traffickers away.
Yeah.
And then you drove away to try to lure them away from the
Yeah.
So I guess when you were driving in the circle, there was one point where the guy was like coming out of the building towards the plane, and you kind of like, instead of just keep going in a circle, you kind of like went at him a little bit and then quickly turned.
And that's kind of my strategy, you know. It's kind of like sometimes you just take them head on, but then sometimes I figure, you know what, kind of decoy, move out to the outside, and then hope they follow, and then, you know, kind of bring them in, and then just turn around and just pull a Yui and just head straight at them. That was my plan, I figured at that point. And that's why I was surprised when they ran the other way. Because, I mean, overall, people run from me all the time. They always think I'm this other thing, and then they always find out that just, you know, some love me, some should run from me, and they know the difference between them. And so basically...
Did you intend to run him over?
If it came down to it, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I wasn't planning to run him over, per se, but at the end, I was looking to get between him and the kids. That was the goal. Between him, her, and the kids. The three of them. Right in the middle. Just glad you guys were there. And so that's where, if you guys can give me a ride back to my truck at this point, I figured, like, if I can just get my clothes, I'll get dressed, get a ride back to, you know, figure my truck just got moved, you know, to the outside, like, you know. But basically, that's all I need. I know you guys are doing your job. I'm not even, you know, at the end of the day, like I say, I mean, the knee swelling will go down. You know, I missed the Wu-Tang show, but reality is, I'm pretty sure I can catch another one somewhere, and Willie, Marshall, and I will get together one day.
Hey, I know you said you never got on an airplane, but you watch on TV, okay?
Yeah.
And you know since 9/11, airport security's really, like, it's gotten cracked down a lot more.
Well, that's what was so odd, was that things like just didn't line up there.
So, I guess, you did have a knife, you had like a knife on your belt or whatever, and
well, no, actually, it was just a knife that at this point during the, you know, the trafficking stuff, or the stuff driving there, when I got out of my vehicle, I grabbed a knife that was just in my truck. And that's why as soon as Adam and his guys got there, I threw them the knife, just, you know, hey, Adam, this, you know, here's my weapon, you know, this is what I grabbed, you know, just, because, you know, just to make sure that, you know, they understood that, you know, I wasn't armed, I wasn't traffickers, but I think, you know, they just still got confused because, like I say, people confuse me, and they just don't get that sometimes with that one headlight, I just spotlight shit. Don't know how. Don't know how it happens.
So at first,
I'd love to keep going with you, but man, I gotta get back to my truck. I've been in here, I didn't even finish eating my dinner yet. I want to get back to the American Inn and have is there any chance, I'll even come in tomorrow if you want, because I'm pretty sure I'll have to get my truck fixed a little bit after today, and lacrosse is going to be easier to get it done in, so I can come back tomorrow, chat with you guys. But overall, I just want to get back to my stuff, you know, grab it, get a ride back. I'm assuming, I mean, I can pay for a cab, but it'd be great if I can just get a ride there quick from you guys. One of the officers or something, I mean, even one of you guys would be cool. I'll sit in the back, I don't have any weapons.
Yeah, we're almost done asking you questions. We'll have to talk
you know, and I'm sorry,
I'm
sorry, I'm just wiped. I am. We'll have to finish tomorrow after I get out, because at this point I still gotta get back to my truck, you know, get dressed, get back to my truck. My knee hurts like hell, and then I gotta get back to Viroqua, which, I mean, it's a bitch to find in the dark, because I can't use the sun to find it, and so basically, I just want to get back to the American Inn, you know, and just leave it as soon as possible down the road, but also just get back there and get into bed. And so, I mean, not that I don't mind laying on those pads you got there, but I mean, overall, officers, I mean, I want to say thank you. Because
I would shake your hand again, but you know,
you're talking about
stuff.
I wouldn't be. So, we all know that people are scared of me. Trust me.
Oh, hold on there, bud. They gotta take you back.
In April 2024, Cody Anderson was deemed not guilty due to mental illness. The state has requested an examination to determine if he should be placed in an institution.